On this day in 1981, 5 children went fishing together but mysteriously disappeared. Their families went to the police to report the incident, and the police immediately set up a search team. The media also followed and reported on the case. The search lasted for 6 months, but no clues were found. The families of the missing children were devastated. At this point, a professor named Jack caught the attention of journalist Hansen. Hansen contacted the professor, who played a recording for him. It was a call from Jenny, one of the missing children, to her mother. In the recording, Jenny was desperately asking for help, but her mother's voice was eerily calm. This raised suspicion immediately. Under normal circumstances, if a child had been missing for so long and then contacted their parents, the mother would likely be frantic. The calm response seemed very abnormal. Even more strange was the fact that the mother hadn't pressed the emergency signal tracking button, which had been set up by the police. This raised even more doubts. Hansen and the professor went to Jenny's home, where Jenny's father greeted them. While Jenny's father was looking for some of his son's belongings, the grandmother made strange hand gestures at him, which made both Hansen and the professor uneasy. They then asked Jenny's mother why she hadn't pressed the tracker button. Jenny's father explained that his wife didn't know how to use it. While they were leaving, the professor went to the bathroom. While there, he noticed that Jenny's father was spying on him. These clues seemed to indicate that Jenny's father might be involved. Hansen and the professor immediately convinced the police to search Jenny's house. They drained the bathroom and soon discovered something. After cleaning it, they found a children's shoe, but it was a girl's style. Meanwhile, no results came from a search of the ground beneath the house. The operation ended in failure. 10 years passed, and the case was mostly forgotten, until a new twist emerged. After a heavy rainstorm in the area, 5 human remains were found on a mountain. The authorities were notified, and it was confirmed that these were the remains of the missing children. The mothers who heard the news immediately collapsed in grief. Journalist Hansen contacted the medical examiner, who informed him that the children had been tortured and killed. Each child had a fatal 20-centimeter deep wound on their skull, and the cause of death was determined to be a long, thin nail. Hansen wrote down all the details and shared them with the sheriff. To Hansen's surprise, the sheriff had already suspected someone. On the night the police were digging in Jenny's yard, the sheriff had a hunch that the killer would return to the scene. Sure enough, a car with a non-local license plate was parked outside. The sheriff approached and asked questions, but the driver nervously fled. The sheriff suspected he might be the killer. At Hansen's request, the sheriff provided the suspect's address. Hansen visited the suspect's home, but the suspect wasn't there. He quietly entered the house and saw pictures of fishing on the wall. It was a reminder of the children's last fishing trip before they went missing. Hansen waited in his car until the suspect returned home. When the suspect entered his room, he immediately noticed that his belongings had been disturbed. He then saw Hansen sleeping in the car with sketches of the suspect on the seat. The suspect secretly took a picture of Hansen's license plate. The next day, Hansen received a phone call from his wife. Their daughter was missing. This film is titled The Children, a gripping South Korean thriller. Due to copyright restrictions, this is where we end the story. But those interested can watch the full movie for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.